Oh hey there, welcome to the video. I'm going to show you how I stay jacked into my 40s. I'm going to start with showing you what I'm going to have for breakfast today. I'm going to have some protein pancakes. One serving is 45 grams, which is a third of a cup, which is 170 calories. But if you read the instructions, it tells you to put 1 cup of mix in, which ends up being 3 serving sizes. So you're actually going to be getting 3 times the calories listed on the bag. When you're reading the nutritional information on these products, on all products, make sure you pay close attention to the serving size. I'm actually going to weigh out what a serving size looks like. So on the package here it says 45 grams. So I'm going to go over my scale, portion out 45 grams. On the scale, 45 grams. Why am I only putting 45 grams in and not the full cup? This is my pre-workout. So I'm getting ready to do an upper body workout. I'm going to show you guys into my 40s how I continue to build muscle. But nonetheless, I don't need a lot of calories before I work out. Weigh me down. I don't want to be weighed down prior to working out. So you may not need a full serving of whatever you're eating, just enough to have you not feel hungry and give you enough energy for your workout. I often have trouble getting in enough calories, so I'm going to use 2% milk. Feel free to use water, whole milk, 2% milk, almond milk, oat milk, whatever you want for a liquid. I like to use cow milk. It makes the pancakes a little bit fuller. If you've had these pancakes before and you don't like the taste of them, feel free to add maybe a PB&Me, some type of peanut butter, powdered peanut butter. It'll add more protein. It won't add a lot of calories. Anyway, I've already pre-greased my cooking pan with some olive oil. I just put a little bit on, just so that these pancakes don't mix. The ingredients say to put the oil or the butter or whatever inside the mix. I actually just put the oil on the waffle iron. All right, I'll see you when it's done. So there you go, there's my 2 protein waffles. As I've mentioned in the past, I don't weigh out my ingredients. I did for the purpose of this video. I won't weigh out how much margarine I'm having, but just keep in mind that a serving size, 2 teaspoons, 70 calories. So just be aware of how many calories you're adding to the food that you're actually eating. Nutritional information label on your food tells you how much food is in that particular item, not anything that you add to it per serving size. And just keep in mind too that they're not 100% accurate. And again, when you're trying to improve your diet, to improve your health, you don't have to be exact. As long as you're close enough, you're relatively accurate, and you're achieving your goals, you know you're on the right track. If you are kind of going the opposite way, so your goal is to lose weight and you're slipping back and you're actually gaining weight or staying the same weight, you're still taking in too many calories. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, I just use regular table syrup because I have issues getting in calories. So if you have issues getting in calories, or say you think you're a hard gainer, don't be afraid to add liquid calories. 4 tablespoons is 220 calories. So adding too much of this could put you in a calorie surplus. And if you're looking to lose weight, you need to be in a deficit. As far as table syrup goes, if I'm in a bit of a cut, I will buy reduced sugar syrup or like a Walden Farms type syrup where there's very little calories. I'm going to enjoy these waffles, enjoy my coffee, and I'll meet you in my gym. By the way, every home gym needs a pair of adjustable dumbbells. Total game changer. All right, pre-workout. No pump. All right, I'm all warmed up. First circuit will be my accessory muscles, and then my second circuit will be my compound movements. I do realize that most people suggest doing your compound movements first, but here's the thing. I'm into my 40s. It takes me longer to thoroughly warm up. I do warm up prior to working out. In a later video, I'll have my warm-up routine. But I do find that certain muscle groups, like my shoulders, take longer to warm up. Some muscle groups just require additional blood flow. Therefore, they just take longer to get warmed up. Once I get the additional blood flow, I find that my mobility is better, particularly in the shoulders. And as I've aged, I've noticed that this takes longer for the blood to flow to certain areas. Like I said, particularly the shoulders. As I've mentioned in a previous video, I really enjoy the ability to work out at home. I don't have to worry about taking 2 hours to pack up, get myself off to the gym, and come on back. If my wife is at work, I don't have to find a babysitter and then take my kids to the babysitter or have the babysitter come to my house so I can go work out. I can just go work out whenever I want. I can also incorporate my family. It's a good idea to incorporate your family into your fitness journey because they also have a fitness journey. And sometimes when you show enthusiasm for your own fitness journey, it encourages others around you to also take that step in that right direction. As you can see, I started this workout routine with lateral raises. I'm sticking pretty light with the first round. I'm going with 15s just to get an increase of blood flow into my shoulders. I'm not really focusing too much on a slow eccentric. I'm essentially going up as fast as I'm coming down. But in rounds 2 and 3, I slow down my eccentric, which is the downward portion. That is where you have the opportunity to build the most muscle, is by really focusing on that eccentric. It is the easiest part of the lift, so you need to make it the most difficult. As you can see, when I'm doing these rear delt flies, you can really see my rear delt pop at the back of my shoulders there. This exercise is an isolation exercise for your rear delts. The cross body flies that you see here in the video, that works the chest and the anterior delt. So that's why I have them in with my flies. I'm working the lateral and rear heads, the anterior delt, and also the pec, the pectoral major. Each round of the circuit, I do about 4 exercises. And so I rest anywhere between 30 and 60 seconds between each exercise, long enough to catch my breath and have blood flow return back to those muscles. In between rounds, I like to rest anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. I keep my workout routines basic. I have been most successful while keeping my routines basic. There's no need for fancy equipment, fancy exercises. The basics work best. Generally, the more rounds I do, the longer my rest time is. And my rest time between circuits 1 and circuit 2 is about the same, anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes, long enough to catch my breath, rehydrate, get some blood flow to the muscles. Circuit 1 is 3 rounds. The first round is like a feeler set. I stick with a little bit lighter weights. And then rounds 2 and 3 are my working sets. I go heavier. And I try to hit the 8 to 12 rep range depending on the exercise. Smaller muscle groups like my accessory work, I usually do anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. Circuit 2 in this particular workout is my compound exercises, so they're the bigger movements. So I generally stick with the 8 to 12 rep range. First round is a working heavy set, same with the second round. Unlike when I do my compounds first in my first upper body workout of the week, the one that I previously posted, feel free to go watch. I should be linked to this video at the end. I really enjoy these incline bicep curls. They really work the long head of the bicep. And I do an offset grip so that the dumbbell is heavier on the pinky side of my hand. And so when I really supinate my wrist, it also activates the short head of the bicep. I like to do drop sets on my lateral raises and on my rear delts, along with my compound exercises. Every compound exercise I do a drop set just to have that time under tension further extended. I find the longer the time under tension, the more muscle growth I get. When I do my compound circuit first, the first round is usually my feeler sets, and then rounds 2 and 3 are my heavier sets. I'm no expert, so this routine may not work for you. Take from it what you want or what you think will work for you. You may need more volume, and so this routine has worked for me. I can usually break through my plateau by doing drop sets. So for example, when I do pull-ups, I do as many reps as I can do, and then I remove the weight and then do as many reps as I can do at body weight. And there's even times where I do a second drop set and I do assisted pull-ups using a tension band. This over time has allowed my body to adapt to the exercise to allow me to get an extra rep or two. I also do drop sets for my shoulder presses as well. Again, it just helps me break through any plateaus. It keeps the time under tension longer, and you can work past failure. And I find with my shoulders, I require the higher reps. They're a more sensitive muscle group for me, so I can't really train them for strength training in the lower rep range. I have to go with the higher rep range to prevent any mobility issues in the future. I really enjoy these laying tricep push-downs. I find that when I lay down and I have that cable starting from the top of my head and I'm pushing those handles down to my hips, I find that I can't get the chest over the handles in order to assist with the lift. So this is more isolating the triceps. As you can see, the horseshoe and that tricep as I extend down. That's the muscle I'm working. I'm working those triceps, the horseshoe muscles. That's the lateral and the long head of the triceps. All right, first round is complete. I'll increase the weights for rounds 2 and 3. All right, 3 rounds, my accessory circuit, done. I'm gonna rest now for a minute or two. Well, I failed to record my weighted pull-ups. I'll record next round. Next on the agenda, kneeling shoulder presses. Pretty chunky on the screen here. Let's hope the camera adds 10 pounds. So I am chunky. Here I'm recording a video of how I stay ripped into my 40s. Clearly not. No wonder I'm not getting the views. As far as diet goes, I stick with mainly lean proteins. Mostly simple carbs, but I also mix in some complex carbs. And I just make sure I eat from all 4 food groups. I eat till I'm no longer hungry. I don't eat till I'm stuffed. I eat frequently, but smaller portions. And I stay as active as possible. I really encourage, the over 10,000 steps a day. It really helps, really helps you burn your calories. I do also make sure I get the fatty proteins too, like beef and fish. The fatty proteins are also good for your body. They help, with your joints and all kinds of things. So if you have a lot of joint issues, add in some omega-3s, fattier proteins. It helps with your joints. I tend to undereat on a regular basis, so I tend not to carry very much body fat. So I do occasionally do a bulk cycle. The bulk cycles don't last very long, maybe just a couple of weeks. But I generally stay pretty lean. I find I'm more agile when I'm lean. Obviously not as strong when I'm lean, so I push heavier weights when I carry a little extra mass. Just eat in moderation. I can't say that enough. Eat in moderation. Do not deprive yourself. Moderation. Deprivation often leads to binge eating, mass eating, whatever you want to call it. If you deprive yourself of a certain food that you like, you'll end up binging on it later on. You might as well add in the foods that you like, but in moderation. If you do have to count calories, allow yourself those calories for the foods that you like. Those foods that you like may carry more calories, so just allow yourself those calories so that when you eat your favorite foods, you're not going over for the week. And yes, it's okay for you to go over a couple days in the week to go over on your calories, as long as by the end of the week, you're in that calorie deficit to lose weight, or you're in a slight calorie surplus if you want to gain weight. When I do these rows, I'm pulling high and wide. I'm bringing my elbows back and my hands are coming up just below my lower chest. That way I keep the tension in my upper back and rear delts. It's important to pull back with your elbows to get the tension in your back and not your biceps. And as you can see, I squeeze for a second or two in the pulled position before I stretch forward again. That full stretch and that full contraction is what builds your muscles. And you require that full contraction to get that mind-muscle connection. You require that mind-muscle connection to build muscle. I have a pretty high protein diet. Increase your protein intake. Protein will make you feel fuller longer, and it's harder for your body to digest, so you'll be burning calories digesting your food. These quesadillas are my go-to for snacks and meals. They're packed in protein. They also carry your carbs.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please.
As you can see, I do my chest presses on a physio ball. I keep my ass lower to keep my torso slightly elevated, higher at the chest than at the waist, to mimic an incline press. I limit my flat presses and I replace them with incline presses. I like to have that fuller chest look, and to get that full chest look, you have to work that upper chest.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Cause I just wanna hear it out your mouth, yeah. Give me fuel, it's a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth, yeah. I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna erase them? Face it, I don't give up quick, I don't give up shit, I won't give up this. Cause I know that I want it, know that I'm on it, I'll make it, I promise.
You don't wanna fuck with me,
that should do it. Thanks for joining me for another video. See you next week.